What's up, everybody? It's Brentley here, and today we find ourselves in Baltimore, Maryland for stadium number 16 of our Major League Baseball stadium tour, and right here outside the gates of Utah Street. Today the Atlanta Braves are in town, and of course I gotta rep my home team. But for the sake of Orioles batting practice and my hat collection, we did get ourselves an Orioles hat. Maybe give us a better chance at getting a ball. But the gates open in about an hour and a half, so let's see what they have to offer inside. Oriole Park at Camden Yards was built in 1992, and it really did shape the way modern baseball stadiums were designed. It wasn't another one of those multi-purpose cookie-cutter stadiums. Its most recognizable feature, right beyond Utah Street, which you're pretty much looking down right now, is that giant 1,000-foot-long brick warehouse, one of the longest in the world, and the Orioles have done a great job making it their home. The stadium seats just over 44,000 people, and it offers really good sightlines from pretty much every seat in the stadium. Whether you're sitting behind home plate, high, upper deck, outfield, in the bird bath, it doesn't matter. So before the gates opened, we came into the Marriott here at the Baltimore Inner Harbor at Camden Yards. We ate at Brick and Fire Pizza. Just a little recommendation if you ever come here to Camden Yards. Pretty good place right here in the Baltimore Inner Harbor. At Camden Yards, the gates typically open about an hour and a half before the game. This game right here is a 7:05 Friday night start between the Atlanta Braves and the Baltimore Orioles. But look at this crowd lining up outside of the Camden Yards gates. It's not just any typical night game. Of course, it's a Friday night, so there's going to be more people, but it's the Birdland Hawaiian shirt giveaway night. That's what caused all these people, and now we are in the stadium and walking down Utah Street, and here's our first look at the field as the Atlanta Braves are taking batting practice, and a bunch of stars are out there right now. The Atlanta Braves having a great season. Drake Baldwin, Matt Olson taking BP. It was a great experience and fun to watch the boys hit. And the cameraman getting ready to zoom in down there on Braves outfielder Eli White. You know, in San Francisco, Eli White threw me a ball. I caught it with my bare hand because I didn't have my glove. But the guy next to me got mad because he said it was intended for him. He was like 37. Yes, please. Mikey Strimsky, ladies and gentlemen.
That's going deep. That's going deep.
So right there you saw me get my first and only ball of the day, followed by Ozzie Albies hitting a tank off the foul pole. And right down here, some stars in the outfield. Austin Riley having a rough season, but he's out there. And Matt Olson as well, number 18 right there, Mikey Strimsky, who threw me that ball. And at this point, it's where I start making my way around the stadium, getting my first looks in person at Camden Yards. A lot of ads around the stadium, but you can expect that with really any Major League Baseball stadium. But the concourses were packed. It was really hard to move around. So we actually went through one of the tunnels, and it was much more open and easier to walk around right here. And it gives you also really good views of the field.
Trying to property tax his boat now.
What's up, Jim? All these guys you've seen here in the last few seconds in this video have become Braves legends. Of course, right here, analyst Wiley Ballard. And then how about this? Some of the Braves players being really cool people. Brewer Hicklin and Dom Smith right here coming to sign autographs for the fans. And then third base coach Tommy Watkins coming to join in also. Really cool that they were able to come over there by the dugout and do that for the fans. Right there is Grant Holmes, the Braves righty who got the start in this game. And right here's our seats for the night, sitting in the very first row in the left field seats. So I decided to head over to the Braves bullpen and take a look at Grant Holmes. He's having an okay year, not great. The Braves have had a lot of problems with starting pitching. But it was really, really cool to get up close and personal right here by the Braves bullpen. Some fans said something to him right here. I'm not sure what he said, but it was nice to see Holmes getting his warm-ups in before the game. And the Baltimore Orioles having a subpar season under 500, but look at those City Connect jerseys that they're wearing tonight. Absolute studs over there. Jackson Holliday and number 32, Christian Encarnacion Strand, who is making his Orioles debut. course, the Orioles showing their starting lineup videos, and I had to let my opinions of Pete Alonso be very well known. And as Grant Holmes and catcher Joey Bart made their way back to the dugout, that meant it was just about game time, as right here, the Baltimore Orioles took the field. For Baltimore, it was one of the tallest pitchers in Major League Baseball right there, number 28, the lefty, Trevor Rogers. And here is the first pitch of this ballgame that went to Drake Baldwin. A foul ball, and this game was underway. The Braves were unable to do much of anything in the first as Matt Olson strikes out right here to finish off a 1-2-3 first for Trevor Rogers.
Gunnar Henderson off a very nice series in Boston.
Runner takes off, struck him out. Oh, let's see if Mateo got that tag. Do the Braves want to challenge it?
So the Braves did decide to challenge this play. And right here on the scoreboard, brand new scoreboard, by the way, you can tell he is clearly out. And the umpires made that same decision. All night, the atmosphere was absolutely electric. But how about this section, the bird bath? And it actually tells you on SeatGeek and TickPick that if you sit there, you're going to be getting wet. But right here, Christian Encarnacion Strand in his Orioles home debut, rocketing this ball down the left field line, scoring 2 runs and giving the Orioles the early 2-0 lead as Grant Holmes continues to struggle. The Braves would finally find some sort of answer as Joey Bart doubled down the right field line. And then a warm welcome here for the longtime Oriole, Jorge Mateo, in his first game here at Camden Yards since joining a different team other than the Orioles. A look there at Dylan Beavers. But Drake Baldwin ultimately strikes out looking right here to end the top of the 3rd inning. Still 2-0 Baltimore. Something new in Major League Baseball that we're getting our first look at this year. Right here, the pitch called a ball to Matt Olson. Catcher taps his helmet, wants to challenge. And a look at ABS. It is strike 3. Matt Olson striking out again on an overturned call. Pete Alonso absolutely mashed this ball to center, but it was Michael Harris getting all the way up and robbing what could have been a homer. Grant Holmes loves it. And then same guy, Michael Harris, getting to second base right here on this double. Down the left field line, Ozzie Albies going from first to third to put the Braves in business. There you see Ozzie putting on the brakes still with 1 out. But who is this stud right here behind the left field wall? That's right, I got onto Braves vision. And then Austin Riley, who had been struggling so bad all year, coming up with the big 2-out hit up the middle. Michael Harris will come in from second to score, and that tied the ball game at 2-2.
Brings up Colton Cowser.
He drills this toward the pole. It is hooking, and going foul.
Yeah, so that's right. Colton Cowser absolutely mashed this ball to right field. But after a crew chief review and a look at this angle right here, which makes it look like it's fair, but it's not a straight-on look. It's a foul ball, and the crowd letting the home plate umpire hear it, although I believe that was the correct call that was made. However, the Orioles would retake the lead on a sacrifice fly from Jackson Holliday to make the score 3-2. And then with the Orioles threatening again with 2 in scoring position, Jorge Mateo, the former Oriole, making a great play right here. And how about Matt Olson scooping it out of the dirt to keep the score at 3-2 Baltimore. And that's where we sat for a good. And we absolutely have to give a shout out to this crowd in Baltimore. Friday night, but a team that has been struggling so mightily drawing this amazing crowd. And of course, the shirt had something to do with it. But the Braves playing good baseball maybe also had something to do with it. But the only empty seats really were kind of in the upper deck and left field above us. Really good day for Trevor Rogers. Got through 7 innings. And there's number 50, Rico Garcia, coming into the game and giving up this to Drake Baldwin.
Drake Baldwin gives it a ride.
The defending Rookie of the Year, tying the game with a solo home run, again off of Rico Garcia, to make it 3-3. And the Tomahawks are out in the Braves dugout. Matt Olson would ground out here to end the top of the 8th inning. But great on the Braves for being able to tie it after getting down and doing it late in the game against this Oriole bullpen. 3 pop-outs to Riley. No way! No way! The bottom of the 8th was one of the more bizarre things you'll see. The Orioles threatened about 3 pop-outs, all of them to Austin Riley, the Braves' third baseman. And the score would remain 3-3 going into the 9th. And after singling into right center field, Mauricio Dubon would find himself on first base, but that threat was silenced as Mike Yastrzemski struck out, and it sent us into a stressful bottom of the 9th inning. Going into that 9th inning, of course the light shows were going off, adding to the electric atmosphere. 3-3 tied game, bottom of the 9th. And the crowd as loud as you'll hear it in a Friday in July. The Braves got the first 2 outs easy, but there was a walk, and then Pete Alonso lining this single into right field, and the Orioles with runners on first and third would then load them. Here's where it gets interesting. The Braves have a pitcher on the mound in Eliezer Hernandez, who had not pitched since 2024. Walt Weiss asked him to eat 3 innings, falls behind 3-0, a ball away from losing this game, works his way back, and then this. The Braves somehow find a way to force extras, and you heard me say, how did we get out of that? Well, extras started off interestingly. A walk and then a grounder to second. Jackson Holliday makes a great play and then oh no! Oh no! Oh no! He completely airmails the shortstop Gunnar Henderson. That allows the go-ahead run to score to put Atlanta up 4-3 in the 10th inning. They get the next 2 outs easily, so it looked like the Braves wouldn't score again. And then this.
Olsen puts it in the air. Right center field. How big is that? A 3-run blast. Oh my God. Down to the Braves' final strike of the 10th. Matt Olson cranks his 27th home run of 2026, and it was an absolute bomb off of the Orioles righty Kittredge to make it 7-3. The Orioles would eventually get out of that inning with it being 7-3 and get 1 run right back here on the sac fly. So it's 7-4, and then in his Orioles home debut, Christian Encarnacion Strand. He absolutely hammers an opposite field home run off of the Braves lefty Dylan Lee to make it 7-6, but don't fear, Braves country. Strike 3 to end this ball game and secure the 7-6 win for the Atlanta Braves, who have won a ton of 1-run games lately. Nothing different today, a big 10-inning victory to win Game 1 of this 3-game series. Well, as the stadium cleared out, another thing that I did notice, and this has to do with entering the stadium as well, is it does get very, very crowded inside of Oriole Park. So make sure to be aware of that if you ever visit the stadium, but especially with Utah Street and that brick building, it's a wonderful stadium to visit. Well,
that just about does it tonight from Camden Yards at Boyle Park. I don't think at any point tonight anybody was comfortable. We had 2-0, 2-2, 3-2. Baltimore retook the lead. And then Atlanta with 4 runs in the 10th inning after Drake Baldwin's 8-run homer. Matt Olson ultimately gets the win for the Braves. A little scare in the bottom of the 10th, but we hold on. Well, that was not bad for a first video and for my first time here at Camden Yards. Again, my 16th stadium on my MLB Stadium Tour. Make sure to like this video, subscribe so I can pay my rent, and we'll see you next time.